I didn't have anyone to relate to that had my syndrome. And I would say, Mom, is there somebody that you know that I can at least talk to?
What up? I'm Natalie. Come on in.
SheLift, it's an organization that brings together girls with physical differences to show somebody like me exists. I'll be buddied up with you.
I'm buddying up with Ava, and I'm gonna be mentoring her.
We're doing it, Ava. We're doing it.
Welcome. Let's go meet my pretty big family. Not so big. Hi, Johnny.
Why is there a camera here?
This is my dog, Ace. This is such a good boy. This is my mom.
Hi.
This is my dad.
Hello.
And that is my big sister, Sophia. Welcome to my life. My name is Ava Garnett. I'm 12 years old, and I live in Staten Island, New York. One thing that I think is unique about me is that I have a rare disability called patella syndrome. It affects my pointer and thumb fingers because they're shaped differently, my eyes, kidneys, tendons, and joints. Also, my arms can only extend 90 degrees, and sometimes that limits my mobility. So the things that are difficult for me are I can't reach high things because my arms, they can't extend.
Yeah, you can get the scissors.
When I was younger and I was going to the bathroom, the faucets, they would be either far back or they would be up too high, and I wouldn't be able to reach them with my arms, and I would either have to go on my tippy toes, but sometimes that wouldn't work. So I would go to the end of the stall, and I would run and jump up on my elbows, and I would get onto the faucet, and then I would wash my hands.
With the refrigerator, instead of getting where the freezer's on top, we have it where it's a pull-out drawer down here. Anything that we could think of, even the faucet. So it's on, and then she just has to stick her hand underneath. And stick it. She doesn't have to reach all the way across.
I have a disability, and when my dad and my mom does, they both treat me like someone who doesn't even have a disability. They don't want me to think that I have a disability and I have to be treated special.
When Ava was born, we didn't know that anything was different because I gave birth to her in the middle of the night. And when her pediatrician came in at 9 a.m. the next morning, he said, I just have to talk to you about something. She has to go for some more testing. She seems to be unable to extend her arms. And I was like, what are you talking about? I didn't even notice it because she was just cradled the whole time. So for the first 2 or 3 days, I was rocking her and I was crying, and my doctor, he said to me, it's gonna be okay. Whatever it is, it's gonna be okay. You're strong enough, you're gonna be able to handle it as mom. So just love her and just wait to see.
When she was a baby, she had a therapist come to help her to crawl and, try to adjust because her arms can't extend. So they had told us, we might have to put something on the wall so she can grab and climb up the wall. But I don't know if it was that night or the next night, she was standing on her own in the crib. And I turned to my wife, I said, we don't have to do anything. She'll be fine.
No, you have red shorts. We have to just get the white socks.
I only have one pair of red shorts.
Okay. I know initially when people do see her that they just see the webbing on the arms and they think, oh, okay, she was born with a physical difference, but that's not the case. NPS is a gene mutation, LMX1B, on chromosome 9, and it affects your eyes, your kidneys, your nervous system, your joints and tendons. She is smaller in stature. We constantly need to assess her body. Kidney failure happens rather suddenly and quickly. It's nerve-wracking for a parent. However, this is our day-to-day life, and it's just really important that we monitor everything. Maybe we'll try skiing.
My mom, she's always there for me. She also has a goofy side, so say I'm in my bed and not feeling good, she'll always try to make me feel better. My dad, he's a New York firefighter, and ever since I was younger, he's always wanted me to try my hardest and be myself.
She was the one determined girl. If you tell her she can't do something, or Ava, put that down, you can't carry that, her immediate answer is, I can do it. Sometimes I do think that she is trying to prove something to somebody that's watching, whether it be me, her brother, her mother, or friends, that don't think just because I have a slight disability, I can't do what you can do. And she's gonna try and do it better.
I normally like to put 2 pieces of hair into the back and putting it in a clip, but sometimes I would need help from my mom because I can't reach that far back. I wouldn't change anything about my disability because I feel like that's the part that makes me unique, and I think that beauty is not necessarily of how you look. If you want to wear your hair in braids or something, that's beauty. It's not necessarily how you looked from the start. When I was younger, I haven't been as confident as I am right now. I would always doubt myself. I would be shy in front of people. I wouldn't really talk about my disability. At my old school, there have been people that were bullying me, and some of them have started off being my friends, and they would call me names, they would talk to me behind my back, and there was points where I would cry to the power, and I would be like, they're bullying me, and I don't want this to keep on going.
I'm an introvert by nature, but as a mother of a child with a physical difference, I have grown over the past 12 years to be almost like a mama warrior. I have had to be her voice. When I hear her telling me that she's been treated differently, internally, I feel different than what I say to her. You know, it completely upsets me, and I'm torn apart. I know that you'll be starting Scholars, which is a new program. You're gonna be meeting new classmates. Are you okay with kids questioning, and even if someone says something that might be hurtful?
I think I'll be comfortable with it because first I'll educate them on what I have, and then I'll tell someone about what they did and just keep an eye on them, and because if they keep on doing it.
Everything's gonna be awesome. You're gonna have a great year. I'm so excited. Love you so much.
Love you too.
What up? I'm Natalie.
Come on in. This is the kitchen, and this is the living room. I mean, walls will be here eventually at some point, but yeah, welcome to my life. I'm Natalie, and I'm from Western Massachusetts. I was born with amniotic band syndrome. It stunted the growth of my arm right below the elbow, and that's me. Come here. Come. Amniotic band syndrome, or ABS, is tissue from the amniotic sac that either stunts the growth of a limb or severs a limb or just kind of attaches to part of the body.
Just stay still for 2 seconds.
I think it just kind of wrapped around the end of my forming arm. So I was born with one arm. I've always found my own way to do things.
Are you gonna count them?
Yeah. I just can't hold her paw. Stay.
Keith is my husband, my best friend, and he's my support system. He has played a huge role in this journey of being okay with myself.
Do you know if we're getting pictures soon from the wedding?
I hope so. It's been almost 2 months. We've seen a couple of them.
It was just done and over with really fast.
I know.
What I love about Natalie is her caringness never really ends, you know? She's always there to help. She's helped my mood a lot, too. I just didn't see the brighter side in a lot of things, and she's changed that. And then Certainly her sense of humor is a big part of it, too.
Would you be opposed to me getting my eyebrows microbladed?
What is that?
It's a bunch of little tiny slices in your eyebrow skin, and then they rub dye in it, and then you have eyebrows. As a kid, I only struggled with very little things, I think, such as the pencil sharpeners that you would put a pencil in one side and crank it. I couldn't climb through a whole set of monkey bars by myself. Moose, go lay down. Bub, go lay down. Go ahead, go. Good boy. Playing sports, riding a bike, tying my shoes, all that stuff I really learned how to do myself in my own way. Start right here. I'm gonna have you leading her that way. I've been doing wedding photography for about 3 years now, and I love it. I started getting paid to do photography in high school. I started with football teams and senior portraits and all of that, but now getting into wedding photography, it's so much fun, but it takes a toll on my body. My right arm gets extremely overused. I'm holding heavy equipment all day long.
Hank, good boy.
Like, I technically consider myself having a disability, but I don't feel unable. I used to think that everything was fine because I could sit next to somebody and make a joke about my arm.
Okay.
And then realizing that I wasn't okay with myself came when somebody else would post a picture of me directly of my arm, and I'm like, I am a little uneasy about that. I've never posted pictures of myself online that show my arm, ever. Because I felt like that wasn't the best version of myself. It's who I am. I can't get rid of it. I can't change it, but I can choose what I show the internet world. I do carry as many things as I possibly can so that it takes attention away from just my arm. I do wear certain clothing. All of that kind of started flowing in because I just didn't even think about it before. It wasn't something that I was consciously doing. So I saw a picture of Sarah, I want to say a couple years ago now, that was of Sarah hiking, and it was just a shot of the left side of her body kind of perched up on a rock, and I was like, what? This girl looks like me? And it was incredible. I've never seen another young woman, a girl my age, that has ever looked like me. I went to her page, and I got to SheLift from her page. And then I could see all these posts from all these girls that looked like me. And it was just the craziest experience I've ever had. And it was pretty much right then and there that I was just like, that's incredible. This is gonna change my life, and I know it's gonna change my life. SheLift is awesome. It's an organization that brings together other girls, young adults with physical differences to kind of push some boundaries a little bit and get them to open up a little bit, kind of create a sense of community.
Honeys, let's go for a walk.
Ava does get upset. She doesn't always tell me. And what will happen is she'll become very quiet and go into her room or lay on the couch, and I'll say, what's wrong? What's the matter? And then she said, well, why am I the only one in the family? You know, how come it was just me? And I had to fight back my tears and say, I don't know. Because I didn't have answers. It was really hard, and it was hard on me, and it was hard on John. But we didn't discuss it.
In the fire department, we do annual medicals, and then there's surveys that they give us. One day, there was a new question that popped up saying, do you have any kids? Do you have any kids? Do you have any kids that were born after a certain date? And then
that may have a, a disability or, you know, something medically was wrong with them. So that's the first time I thought, you know, I hope that's not it. But I don't think it is, because there hasn't been a spike in nail patella syndrome throughout, you know, the fire department.
He thought for a while that breathing in everything he did after 9/11, because he was a first responder there, that maybe something caused this gene mutation. This was before I really knew that her gene mutation was just happenstance. It was just my egg and his sperm, and that's how it came to be. The best piece of advice that I was given was when we brought Ava to Shriners Hospital. Dr. Van Bose had said to us, moving forward with her as a mom, what you really need to focus on is her social and emotional development, because that is really going to be the key. If you tell her that she feels beautiful, if she doesn't feel it from the inside, then it's non-existent. So provide her with a huge support of friends and family, because that is what she's going to need to refer back to when she's not feeling well, because that's going to be the core of her support.
She's very big into her sports. She loves it. I mean, I guess just like anybody else, learning something new, it's originally difficult for her because she tries to do it like me or any of her friends. She loves softball. It was a little tough for her to learn how to bat, but now she can hit the ball.
My parents have never made me feel different, but they also didn't make me think that I have two hands, fit in with the crowd, all of that. It was a very in-between kind of upbringing. Okay. Something that's hard for me kind of is getting close to cutting. So like with onions, for sure, it's kind of hard to get the last piece, so like chunks like this. I leave kind of a chunk so that I can still hold it with my arm, because getting that close is terrifying. Don't want to slice the rest of it off.
When you were little, when you were making a thing for the fork to push your arm in?
Yeah, if I had a fork that had like a little...
Like a little cup?
Like a little cup to put my arm in. So like say this is the fork, and I had my arm like this, and I just had like a little cup like that. That would be so much easier to hold it down and cut with, but cutting meat I can do. It's just holding the fork like that that definitely hurts. I remember one time I fell off my bike when I just learned how to ride, and you like lost your mind and came running over to me and thought that all of my limbs were broken. Like you were so concerned, and then I got up and I was like, I'm fine, and you're like, okay.
I don't remember that, the way you adapted to do different things with one arm, like crawling.
Crawling?
Learning how to
That
crawl.
was so funny. Oh my God.
What did I look like crawling?
Lopsided.
Well, no, crap. I kind of look like...
We did not know until she was born, because none of the ultrasound pictures could even tell she had an amniotic band. At first, I was concerned. I was doing everything for her. We went to the Shriners, and they fit her with a prosthetic, and as she got older, she didn't like it, and she showed me at a very early age. She really didn't want me helping her with a lot of stuff. When she got to be school age, I really considered hiring somebody to homeschool her. I did not want her going to school. That's where we kind of differed, in our opinion. He wanted her to go to school, and of course, I was her mom. I was like, no, I don't want her to be subjected to that. We all know how kids can be.
I have 2 older brothers, and they were always pretty protective of me when I was growing up. Oh, this thing, look at my baby prosthetic. It's like the size of my hand now. I remember making one kid feel really bad because he would always tease me when I would be trying to do things with the prosthetic, and he would walk up the street, say something stupid to me, and then walk back down the street. And one day I took my prosthetic off and chased him down the street with it, and he screamed and cried and went home to his mom. My parents, they're so supportive of me. Anything that I've ever wanted to do, they were like, yeah, give it a go, try it, see whatever you want to do. This is your life.
Nice blinker.
But we never really talked about things that were hard for me in depth. Going to SheLift this year, I want to be able to talk to other moms just about what they're kind of struggling with, and boys even, or going to high school, or driving, or jobs. I feel like that's gonna be a really interesting conversation to have with another mother.
Ava has a lot of joint pain, but it's like indescribable, where it's just all over. She can't take regular medication because everything will pass through her kidneys, and we don't want to start the process of kidney failure. So we have to monitor that through a holistic approach of stretching, yoga, and meditation, essential oils. She loves music, so that is a very calming thing, and it gets her mind off of pain.
Nail patella syndrome is very rare, especially like when I was younger. I didn't have anyone to relate to that had my syndrome, and I would always have these issues with myself, and I would say, Mom, is there somebody that you know that I can at least talk to, or they could become my friend, and we can like keep talking about what's happening, and I can relate to them. And she wouldn't know until one day we were at this nail patella convention, and I became friends with one of the people who was named Maddie. Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Just at the bookstore today. Have you played at any softball games lately?
Yes. I had a tournament last week. Have you been nervous waiting for your donor transplant?
A little bit. But I think a lot of nail patella people, especially in their 20s, they start getting gastric problems. That's when I had my pancreatitis issue. How are your kidneys?
They're good.
You gotta make sure you check up on them for me, okay? Make sure you're getting the tests to make sure they're good.
I'm really happy that he's my friend because, you know, he's always the one who's like helping me through my life. So I'm a little concerned about my teenage years because I don't know, like when I'm older, if I want to go out with my friends or something and I can't really do something, but I don't really want to tell them that I can't do it. I feel that sometimes if I'm wearing a certain outfit and my arms would look weird in like that outfit, I wouldn't really like that. Since I'm getting into my teenage years, I start to worry a little about if like a boy or someone won't like me just because of like my disability.
John and I do have concerns about her teenage years, just body image. I don't want her to feel alone.
I would just like Ava to have a support system, and she never has to worry about anything.
Do you remember that time that you guys were sending those little parachute army men out of the window and one went in the pool? And I fell in and Brian hauled ass to the pool and jumped in and got me out of the pool.
Tell me a little bit about the SheLift camp.
I'm going to kind of get together with a group of girls with physical differences and limb differences, and we're gonna go hiking, we're gonna go around and do a little bit of rock climbing. So we're doing activities that kind of push boundaries. So when I go there, I'm kind of buddying up with this girl, Ava. She's an 11-year-old girl from New York, and she's coming with her mom. And I'm gonna be kind of mentoring her and going through the whole process with her. And I've never had anybody look up to me anyway, so I want to be able to give her that.
So when I discovered SheLift, I was really happy that I'm gonna be meeting other people with different disabilities. Even though they didn't have the same one as me, I knew that, I can relate to them. Maybe they had the same struggle with their disability. I can talk to them. I don't have to, be shy about that.
At SheLift, as Ava's mom, I'm really hoping to find community, friendships, and camaraderie. And for her to be able to not feel judged, because I feel like there's always a little bit of judgment. And with these mothers and young women and children, there's no judgment. Because I'll often say to John, people don't really know unless you're in it, what we're going through. And I wouldn't talk about it really to my friends because they're not experiencing it.
Hi. Oh, hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm sure you already know my name, but my name's Natalie.
Nice to meet you. I'm Ava.
Nice to meet you too, Ava. So you guys are not too far from me. You live in New York.
I know.
So what are you guys both looking forward to the most going to the SheLift camp?
I'm excited to see, the other moms that I've met and the new moms that are coming and all the women like you.
Yeah. We all get to meet each other, not just Ava meeting girls like her, not just you meeting moms, but you get to meet all kinds of different people that are coming to this one, which I am so excited about. You guys, yeah.
No.
It's a good feeling.
We're doing it. It's so amazing. You guys are doing it.
We're doing it, Ava. We're doing it. Okay, bye, guys.
Have a great day. Bye.
Take care. Hello. Hi. How are you? Here we go.
I hope to learn just to be confident in myself and keep on trying.
Okay.
I do worry that maybe boys won't like me because I have this disability.
Attitude was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.